Hello, it's Rachel from Life on Her Terms here. I hope you're going well. I want to share with you my hack for how to get out of overwhelm. Now, I got to be honest. I love being organized. I love getting things done. I love having deadlines I put on myself more than anything. And especially at the start of a new year, I do love to dream big and think big. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. That could be a post for another time. But I do believe in having like a theme to work towards, an intention, a commitment of what I want this year to be about. Mine is creating more consistency in two areas of my life. It's health and my finances, to be more intentional and more committed in those areas. So everything I'm doing is working towards that. So that's a bit of a side. But even with that, I don't know about you, but sometimes even when I go to like lay down, my mind does the thing. I go through all the lists. It's like in that movie with Sarah Jessica Parker. I don't know how she does it. She lays down in bed and then she goes through the mental list. And that used to drive me crazy. And I am a chronic list maker. I don't know if anyone else out there watching is, but I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the type A control types because it's hard to shut your mind off, and you have to create something for yourself, some kind of structure for yourself that's going to make sure that you're not living in overwhelm, because overwhelm is just a sign that you need to stop and reassess. Okay, it's not normal. Even if you've got 20 things to do that day, it is not normal to be overwhelmed by them. You can be strategic, you can be focused, you can be peaceful and joyful. Yes, it is possible. So I'm going to share with you my hack for how to get out of overwhelm. I'm sharing this with you because I felt overwhelmed the other night. I had all these things in my head I had to do and wanted to do. And I was like, oh, but how do you do this? How do you, Rachel, you've got to go and pick this up for the kid. And then you've got to go do this for the clients. And you've got to do this. And you do this for your radio spot and for your book. And, it's just all a bit fuddled in my head. And I'm only one person, guys. You're only one person. So I'm going to share with you what I do. This is Rachel's structure. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not always this prescriptive about how my days are, but there are certain times in my life, and this is one of them, when I need to be. So I don't need to be like every day has to be like this, but John Maxwell, who I really love, who does amazing books about just leadership and, general principles of success and living well, he basically says you have to live each day with intention. And I don't know about you, but I am a mother. I have a business. I've got family stuff going on. Like, I'm busy. And so sometimes I think it's easier for men to say that. I'm just saying, okay? Because women, we do a lot of the invisible load. There's that. So I don't even want to go on that tangent too much, Rachel. So here it is. When I get overwhelmed, this is the first thing I do. I go back to my list and let me show you. There's an exercise. You can YouTube this. I think I found it out from Marie Forleo called Blank Page, I believe. But it's really a brain dump. So what do I do when I'm overwhelmed? I start with a blank page. And what I do with this is I take all my little markers and textures out and I get all crazy. Literally, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take 3 minutes if you're feeling overwhelmed. And I want you to brain dump everything that's in your head, everything that needs to be done. Walking the dog, the groceries. You've got to pay for the Netflix subscription. You've got to launch that mastermind. You've got to do that sales page, get in touch with that person. You've got to, finish that chapter, whatever it is, put it all down there. Okay. And then after that, you look at the list and you go, oh, wow. Firstly, I'm incredibly busy and I do a lot. Yay, I'm amazing. And secondly, then you start eliminating. The first thing you do is you go, what is urgent? What actually needs my attention right now? And usually it's only a couple of things. Everything else we kind of put on ourselves usually as a deadline. So I go through this with my clients when I can sense that everything's just too much, because guess what? You cannot make certain decisions. You can't be in certainty when you're in overwhelm. If you're not in certainty, you can't not make empowered decisions as a woman, as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman. Like it's not where you need to be, guys. So that's where I start. I brain dump everything and then I prioritize accordingly. There's also my favorite part of this is called the meh section. That section is things I should do but don't actually want to, such as, well, this person and I, we've been meaning to have a coffee for like 2 years. So you either do it or you dump it because you never wanted to do it anyway. I'm just being real with you. Or that thing you committed to 6 months ago, which really isn't something you want to do but feel like you should do. That's when you say no. See what I mean? The brain dump can also make it really clear on the things you want to say no to, but haven't had the guts to yet. So time to put your big girl pants on and do that. Okay, so there's that. That's the first start. So first thing I do is brain dump everything, have everything on here. Then I do this, and this is the part that really excites me. Oh my gosh, I love whiteboards. Love them. Okay, I have a big whiteboard. Okay, This big whiteboard has everything I need to do on it for my business and for my life. Okay? And what I mean by that is like projects that need to get done, some bills that might need to get paid, people I need to reach out to, daycare stuff, like, things I need to do that would be just niggling in my head if I didn't write them down. And I color code it. So it's just 2 colors. It's business and then life admin. So anything I need to reach out to someone, like I put it all on there so it's there and it's not in my head. And then every night, every night, not in the morning, because if you start this in the morning, you're already losing the day. I take that list and I go, what needs to get done today? It could be anything from my workout, reaching out to one person, to going through something in a business thing. That is how I manage my day. Now, sometimes I get through all of the list. Sometimes I barely get through one thing, and that's okay. But it's about being intentional. So when I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what I need to be doing today, because all of that can totally overwhelm me. All of that on the brain dump list can completely overwhelm me. But do you see how I narrow it down to what actually needs my attention today? Because the things that will grab your attention will not be what needs to be done and match up with your 90-day goal or your 6-month goal or your 12-month goal. Now, I haven't really spoken here about your big vision. I am assuming that you do have a big vision and that you do have big goals that you're working towards, because most people I know do, but it's in the daily routine is where it's won or lost, right? Like, you don't start running a marathon by like not starting with a 5K. You don't start running a marathon but not starting to run like from the mailbox to the tree. Like, you got to start somewhere, but that's a daily routine. It's consistency that builds up the success. We know this, but sometimes we're just not reminded. I think because we live in this Pop-Tart world, particularly when it comes to online entrepreneurship. I know I've fallen for that many times, that why isn't it working? I meant to have this level of success in 3 months. Rome wasn't built in a day. Oprah wasn't built in a day. You've got to just choose something and be completely consistent about it. And that's hard. But these are the things that help me stay out of overwhelm and keep focused. I also have something which I borrowed from someone else called sticky note goals. And that's kind of where I have my vision for the year. This is where I want to go. So I have those just in front of me. It's not like have your vision board, have whatever it is you need. I have quotes that are inspiring me, but I do have over the next 12 months, this is what I'd like to focus on. There's about 7 items there that I want to achieve. But this is what keeps me focused on my days. That is what I review on a weekly basis, and I adjust accordingly. The blank page is what helps me do a brain dump, because we're women. We're constantly adding things to our mental capacity without even recognizing it. That's my son going a bit crazy. So I better finish that up. So I hope that's helpful for you. I just want you to know this. As an empowered woman, as an empowered person, overwhelm has no place in your life. You are way too amazing for that. You are way too awesome for that. And if you are feeling overwhelmed, it's really just a sign from your body to stop. Stop, process, reset. Focus on what's important. Be intentional about what you really want to do and achieve today. All right, that's it for me. Have a wonderful day. Focus, be intentional. And if you like this video and you'd like to see more of this type of content, please hit subscribe below. All right, much love. Bye.